Hey guys, I'm Colwyn. I'm back with the Transformers video, and today I've got something that I've actually been kind of wanting for a while. I know he's a little bit older, but like that's how all my videos are, of course. This is the Studio Series Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. Now, yes, there is also this Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. He is movie line. He is Studio Series. There is apparently a lot of differences, but we will get into that. The packaging itself, it's that open face packaging. I got this from GameStop, so at GameStop the open face packaging isn't as big of a deal, but everything's complete in there. Cool artwork on the front here. Got close up on the side here. He is a Voyager class. We've got another shot over here. Then we've got the product shots, and this one comes with a gun that transforms out of the arm, a sword mounted on the arm. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that looks. He comes with the Street Festival stakeout background thing, and let me go ahead and get them out of the box. Okay, so I've got Studio Series Rise of the Beast Prime out of the packaging, and this guy is a mixed bag. Let's first of all, let me bring in my size comparisons. I've got Scourge, I've got Hubcap, I've got Car Guys. Let's bring in Soda Can. Let's bring over Film Noir. And let me bring in all my other primes. Okay, so let's bring in all my Optimus Primes. I'm going to try and keep them in their release order, but I'm probably going to be a little off, so bear with me. I've got Classics Shattered Glass Prime. I've got, I want to say, Dark of the Moon Fire Prime. Let's bring him over here. This, I want to say, is Evasion Prime from the last night. Here is where is he? Okay, here is Transformers Prime, regular Optimus Prime, and there's a Voyager version of that. A couple of Voyager versions. Here is Beast Hunters Prime. Are you gonna stand straight or are you gonna fall backwards on me? Come on. There we go. We've got War for Cybertron, Optimus Prime. I've got 30th Anniversary Orion Pax with his foot backwards. Okay. Let's see here. I've got Kingdom Wars Scout Core Class. I've got my vinyl Optimus Prime. I've got Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. I've got Transformers 1 Prime Changer Prime. Here is Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Prime. Here is the movie release Rise of the Beast Prime. Here is Devastation Prime, G1 Legacy Prime, and here is Laser Prime that I'm going to have to stick back here, and that's just Prime. Alright, come here, Sid. Let's get a panning shot of all these guys. This is what, 12, 15 Primes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 16 primes here, and there's a whole lot more other primes in existence. So, yeah, let's either get back to whoever's video this is or get into their vehicle modes. So, let's also bring in movie line Rise of the Beast Prime, and he's going to kind of sit here in the background for right now but we will compare side to side, okay? So, taking right leader class, not leader class, Studio Series Beast Prime here. He does look good. He does look good. He's got nice paint going on. His chest looks nice. His arms look really nice and clean. So, over here on the mainline Prime, yeah, he does have some vehicle mode kibble hanging off his arms, but it's very easy to interpret that as being some type of arm-mounted blade, and he's gonna, you know, hack and chop with that, you know what I mean? Okay, but I get it, okay? They had to make the arms cleaner, and they did. They got a whole bunch of panels in there, and because of the way they did the arms, you can transform the hands around, and he can have the weapons pop directly off of his hands. Now, speaking of the weapons, he comes with a cool sword that can either be handheld or arm-mounted or pegged into the front of his wrist. It's painted silver. It's got some nice molded detail and stuff. And then he's got the little arm gun thing. Like, okay, that's cool. Is it effect part compatible? We will grab a random effect part, and yes, it is effect part compatible. It is Bloosh compatible, so that is very, very nice to see. Is he got other Bloosh compatible point? Okay, that is not a Bloosh point. You could stick something. Oh no, you can't put that in there. Can I put this? Okay, so there's that. You can have him getting Blooshed in the back. Ugh. Back blooshes. That's just inappropriate. Shh. The laughing sign is turned off. So let's go ahead and bring his hands back out on both sides. Come on. You know what? Fine. Never mind. I'm just going to leave that in there. So, again, he's got a nice paint job going on. He's very, very screen accurate. But then there's some weirdnesses, okay? What's up with this weird... This is like vehicle mode kibble hanging off in robot mode. I don't know what's going on here. Like, the leg on the movie line one is so much cleaner. So much cleaner. And the back on the other one, very clean. On this one, it's got this weird floating thing going on. And then, okay, so on this one, he's got an ab crunch because of the transformation, but it locks in place very well. It is firm, right? That should not be a thing. That... So, it's... He's nice looking, but then the longer you look at him, you realize, hey, what's going on there? Hey, what's going on there? Articulation-wise, he's got a ball-jointed neck. Very nice ball-jointed neck. He doesn't have that whole flip panel thing that the other one has. His arms actually kind of bug me because you can get his arm to do that, but then it's restricted here and then it like jams up in different ways. You can get a reverse butterfly joint going on if you want to, which is kind of cool. So there is... He's got... His shoulders are a little weird. He's got an at-the-shoulder swivel. He does have proper double-jointed elbows, and his elbows, because of the way they're transformed, do it. On the other one, it's got that weird floating elbow thing. On this one, it's got a proper solid elbow going on, you know? He's got the ab crunch, but like that's really because it doesn't lock in very well. I don't know. He does have a nice waist swivel. He's got, dude, his hips. His hips. Oh boy. He's got an in and out swivel. He's got an at the hip thigh swivel, but because of the way they molded the armor, it's very limited. On the other one, the armor is not in the way, and it just free swivels. It's nice. I'm gonna skip ahead for a moment. He's got a good, decent knee bend, but again, he's got that weird knee kibble stuff hanging there. His ankles, he's got in and out with a ball joint, but it doesn't function as a ball joint. The ankles in the other one are a lot better. So we're gonna go back up to the hips because here's the punchline. Let me show you the hips on the other one first, okay? Let's get the armor out of the way, and the armor is incorporated into the thigh, into the hip joint. Ignore that part. Ignore that part. That's fine, okay? The hip socket is off center from the hip. So when he moves his hip forward, my mom would cringe at that. He dislocates his entire hip when he kicks forward. And like not even a little bit. Like it starts dislocating right away. If he wants to sit down normally, his hip is right out of the socket. That is painful. Like, ah. So, yeah. He looks good in robot mode. He's got some cool accessories. His articulation isn't bad. It's weird. His articulation isn't bad. It's weird. Which one is better in robot mode? I think this one. The Studio Series one looks nicer. Looks nicer. But the movie line one is funner to play with. And he feels better. Like this one feels heavier, but he feels nicer. I don't know what it is. And like the regular one hasn't the regular one is so much cleaner too. Like he's got all this weird junk and kibble and stuff here, and he just has boom. But then his arms got the kibble, and then he's got the clean arms. It's like, could you take his legs and put them in his body? I don't know. So before we transform them, I'm going to bring in the back display board thing. And it looks like a street, down somewhere in South America. And it looks alright back there. And because of the packaging, we do basically have two of them. So this could come in handy for other stuff. I'm going to hang on to it. Okay. Let's transform them. We're going to open up the side of the arms and flip the hand in. You don't have to do this right away, but I'm going to go ahead and extend out the panels on the arm. Then we got to come up here and bring the panel away from the back. Let's open up the chest, come in here and get this panel here, flip that up, and yes, bring the whole thing around to fold the head into the chest, close up the front of the chest, use that hip, ab crunch to bring everything forward, and then twist him around at below the chest. We are going to bring this grill up like that later on, but for right now, let it float free. Come down here. Now, this is actually something I'm worried about. These wheels are mounted on these kind of tight hinges on this kind of thin plastic here that makes up the abdomen in robot mode. So when you flip these around, make sure to put your thumb on the outside here and your finger here and use that as your pivot point, because this stuff is, look how thin that stuff is. I'm worried about that. I might just be being nervous, but I think there's already a bit of a stress point right there. Not some maybe I'm just being nervous, but I'm already seeing a stress fracture point right there. So bring that grill down and out of the way. The arms are kind of annoying, but they follow the same pattern that you would expect, okay? So take this hinge point, bring it down there to where that open spot is facing towards the back, and then bring the arm around. The arm, okay, bend the arm towards facing facing backwards, and then use the swivel underneath the shoulder to bring the whole arm around. And then you can take those panels that you unfolded from the forearm and tuck that in right underneath these other panels here. And see how that's all open there? So, okay, so again, take the shoulder joint that's inside the upper torso, that's facing upwards. Turn it towards facing backwards. Then you're going to want to hold that in place and then use the swivel in the shoulder itself to bring the arm forward. Then bring it around. Turn the arm to where that the outside of the arm is facing backwards like this, and then using that shoulder swivel, bring it around. These joints are tight, so they're going to kind of slip back and forth on you, but it's alright, you'll get it. And then we got to slip everything underneath. Then come up here to the back of the cab, and these panels next to the smokestacks, you're going to want to swivel those down and around. Things will flex out of the way. You're going to need those panels facing down like that. These little shoulder armor pieces with these cool little... I like the little molded in detail right there. That is cool looking. Flip those over like that. I really don't know why this part right here couldn't have been molded in red. That is kind of a... They kind of missed that right there. So, the grill here. These holes are going to go into these pegs that are on the back of the wrists. And everything's just going to peg into place like that. Okay, now we get to come back here and get into the legs. So take the legs and spread them out a little bit. And then take the front shin armor and pull that away. There's going to be a hinge on this knee armor and then a hinge further down below. Take this piece back here and flip that around. The feet, you're going to take the foot and you're going to turn it inwards, and then you're going to fold it up so that this tab slots in the back of the foot, in the top of the foot like that. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. So do that again with the other leg. Get that out of the way. Flip this panel around inside there. Turn the foot facing inward. Bring it in and lock it into place. Then we're going to tab the legs together. Then this whole thing, there is this little hole here that's going to go into this little peg here. And this tab here is going to go into that slot there. And then there's even these tabs that are going to go into the front of the thighs. Like, yes, like that. Okay? See, that tab is going to go down in there. There we go. And then even the armor plates are supposed to peg into place on the side of the thighs like that. And then you can take the gun and we can store it by pegging this piece on to that part right there. And then I haven't figured out where the sword is supposed to peg in to store. It doesn't want to go down there because it falls out. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna just tuck it in there for right now, and I'm gonna have him roll out. Okay, so here are all my primes in maybe not the exact proper order, but I have here Universe Classics Prime. I have here Dark of the Moon Movie Prime. I have Prime. We've got Beast Hunters Prime. Here is Scourge G2 Nemesis Prime. Here is 30th Orion Pax. Here's the Studio Series Transformers Prime. No, Studio Series Transformers 1 and the Prime Changer. Here's Dark of the Moon. I want to say, no, that's not Dark of the Moon. That's Lost Night, right? Here is Siege Prime. Here is Movie Line Rise of the Beast Prime. Studio Series Prime. Vinyl Prime. Tiny Prime. Devastation Prime. And Legacy G1 Prime. It's hilarious. I know there's way more primes than what I have right here on the table. There's easily 100 variations on Optimus Prime himself, but it's hilarious to see how many variants there are on Robot that turns into Red Truck. And really, how many of them really do just turn into bricks? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what? He's a brick. He's a brick. He's pretty much a brick. He's a brick. Most of them turn into bricks. All right, let's get back to whose ever turn we're talking about. Okay, so in vehicle mode, let me get the size comparisons out of the way first. Actually, so here he is next to Film Noir. Here he is next to Soda Can. We've got the Siege Car Guys. We've got Hubcap. I've got Scourge. Size-wise, he's not too bad. Size-wise, he's not too bad. But, let me go ahead and put the sword off to the side, and, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. There's, again, it's like, just like with the robot mode, the longer you look, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. The longer you look at it, the worse it gets. At first glance, it doesn't look too bad. But then you see all these hinges, and then you see this big gray chunk. Why wasn't this all molded in red plastic? Why was just at least the underside of the head not molded in red plastic? And then as you look around the back, what the hell is that? I know that they're going for the implication of the backside of a tractor, but like I've worked around tractor trailers before. I know that none of this stuff is part of, and what is all this? This is literally, they gave up. This is supposed to be Studio Series. This is supposed to be the really cool, high-end, good-looking stuff, but where's the trailer hitch even? You know what? Here we're going to do one. I'm going to bring this guy in and take his gun out. Okay, this is the movie version. Like, yes. It's just the legs. But he's trying. He's got an actual trailer hitch. He's trying something. What the hell is this? Yeah, he's noticeably bigger too, so like he's got more space to work with. And then look at the sides. Like, yes, he's got hinges, but they're so much better. They're so much better applied. And then, yes, and then. Very much yes, and then. But look at this. The Studio Series one, the higher end one, big old chunk of gray, movie line one that was noticeably cheaper. Is that transformed properly? I think that is. Let me bring in, here's another movie box truck. And look at that. Look at the way they did his legs. His feet. The way they transform in. They are a lot simpler than these legs. And look how much cleaner. Look how much cleaner the vehicle mode is. As long as we're talking about intending to be realistic, look at this one. And then, again, look at the sides. So, to me, this really does feel like a case of, hey, let me copy your homework. Sure, just change it a bit so it doesn't look like you copied. Okay. But I'm not entirely sure who copied who exactly. Because, like, this one is funner and more enjoyable to play with. Okay? Hands down. The regular movie one is funner and more enjoyable to play with. Okay? This one, the arms look nice. That's really it. The arms look nice because what the hell is this? I'm glad I got them both because I do still enjoy playing with this one. Like, oh my god. It's still an enjoyable transformation. Those arms are fun to transform. This guy is funner. This guy is better. He comes with the sword and the gun. Okay, that's cool. He just has the gun. I mean, like, there's pros and cons to both. But get both if you can. Of course, Transformers are like Pringles. Once you get one, you gotta get the other. Plastic crack, man! Plastic crack! I chuck my beanie across the room. But if you can only afford to get one of these guys, get the movie mainline one. Get the cheaper movie mainline one and steal a sword from someone else. Where is he? Come on. I've got the sword from Power Riser, Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime, the Voyager one, and that sword looks pretty good with him when he's in robot mode. Yeah, I'm Colin. This has been a review and kind of comparison of Transformers Studio Series Rise the Beast against Transformers movie line Rise the Beast. I like them both. I'm glad I got them both. But really, if you had to choose which one is better, go with the mainline movie one. Like, yeah, okay. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the comparisons I got in here. Bye-bye.